All right, guys, welcome. This is Russell Armstrong. Welcome to the Digital Altitude Traffic Training webinar. It is the 1st of November, I'm sorry, 1st of February, 2017. Wow, February 1st, 2017. Time flies when you're having fun. So again, welcome to this webinar. If you have questions regarding this webinar, please copy down this email address. You can always email me at rarmstrong@digitalaltitude.co. Again, that's rarmstrong@digitalaltitude.co. And a little bit about myself. My name is Russell Armstrong. I am a retired fire officer of 31 years. I have owned 11 successful businesses since the age of 18. Currently own 4 online businesses. Have taught for 34 years, taught students for 34 years, and currently taught over 1,200 students and counting in the internet marketing field. So hopefully a little experience I can share with you guys here. How many of you, raise your hand here, how many of you are RISE members only? RISE members only, raise your hand. Okay, a couple people. All right, everybody. Well, wow, okay, 100%. Again, this is a smaller group, so everybody's a RISE member. So those of you who have not seen this before, as a RISE member, you obviously don't have access to a direct traffic coach. It's a send members and above that do have access directly to traffic coaches. So what we've done is we have created a traffic coaching package to help you guys as RISE members move a little bit further forward with your business. We have created a group traffic coaching call. It's limited to 5 participants. However, we typically find that there's anywhere from about 1 to 3 that are on this. So there's the possibility of literally a one-on-one call. We don't cancel it only if there's one person. We discuss paid traffic such as solo ads, banner ads, social media, PPC, CPA, video marketing, etc., and non-paid or organic traffic utilizing social media, video marketing, email marketing, blogs, article marketing, etc. So this is just one of the things you'll find in the internet world, well, in any kind of training. If you can latch yourself onto a mentor, someone who has the experience and so on, you're going to propel your business or you're going to propel your education, your training forward that much faster because of it. They're going to be able to help you avoid the landmines that typically people who are starting out fall on. We're going to show you, the do's and don'ts, the ins and outs of marketing, and it's directly working with you. So even as a group, even one of these small participating groups, it is a lot more intimate. So you get your information in, you get the direct feedback to you regarding your marketing efforts and so on. So I would highly recommend doing that if you have not, just to help move your business forward a little bit faster. We offer these coaching packages for 3 one-hour sessions for the group traffic package for $250. And that's actually pretty dang good bargain considering right now to do one-on-one coaching, it's $500 an hour with a traffic coach. So with these, again, we're limiting the group to 5, and typically we have 1 to 3 people on these groups. So anyway, think about it. If you're interested, you can email me, and I will be more than happy to send you out the information, and we can go from there. So let's see here. It looks like we've had a couple people add on here at the end, so I'm going to go ahead and close that out. Let's see. What I was going to discuss today, since we have a little bit smaller group, I don't know. Actually, how many people here are climber members? How many people here are climber members? Raise your hand if you're a climber, because there's the walker, hiker, climber. Raise your hand if you are a climber member. Okay, so at least 50–60% of you are. Okay, good. All right, well, this will pertain to you. For those of you that are not climber members, this may hopefully help you decide whether you want to go to climber or not. We have just been introduced. Let me get this slide out of the way here. This literally just came out here. I noticed it on Monday through one of my group traffic calls. So it must have happened over the weekend because it was not there before. But they have added, and now climbers hopefully you guys can see this screen. As climbers, you have access. These are my links. So these are the links that everyone has access to. These are the capture page, the sales page, step 1 order form, thank you page, etc. And under my list, that is what climber members have access to. And for those of you that are climber members, I don't know if you've looked in your back office here yet or not, but to see that they have added a couple new funnels in the back office. So these are funnels that still direct people to digital altitude. And I will show you what the pages look like. So obviously this is the original funnel that we have. This is the one that will take you to the 6 steps to 6 figures in 90 days. And then we have this funnel, this brand new funnel here. It's called Online, what was this called? Online Secret Sauce. Okay, so this is a capture page here that allows you to discover the 6 ninja techniques for creating a quick-fire 6-figure internet business. So this is a new funnel that has been created, okay? And then there is this one here, which is the 9 Guru Secrets funnel. And this is a new funnel as well. So you get this ebook here. You click on this, and it'll bring up your, for your email address. So these are 2 new funnels that discover the hidden, discover the 9 ninja techniques and the 9 foolproof secrets. Those are brand new funnels available to you in your back office. How many people here have their own autoresponder? Aweber, GetResponse, PT Sender, MailChimp, something like that. I know Kevin does. All right, Kevin, are you the only one? Nope, there's a few others. Okay, Hanley does. Okay, so there's about 40% of you, looks like, have the have your own autoresponder. Again, the benefits to having your own autoresponder is that you can personalize with your list. You can, so in other words, the list is not just receiving emails from the back office or from Michael to where they don't know who you are. Let's see here. Hanley, you asked a question here. Aweber, but never saw the others. Okay, so Hanley, you have Aweber. I highly recommend Aweber to everyone, especially starting out. Unless you have a lot of technical skills, you're very, very familiar. In other words, you're very computer literate. You don't have issues with connecting things and understanding some of the lingo when it comes to computers and so on. GetResponse works just as well as Aweber. I recommend Aweber to a lot of my students just because Aweber, I find, is a lot more user friendly. It's easier to use, and I just think it's just something very good to start out with. I think it, as far as autoresponders goes, Aweber and GetResponse are probably 2 of the largest ones out there. There's a lot of little ones out there, but Aweber and GetResponse have been around the block enough. But I find GetResponse is a little bit more technical. For people that get it, it's no problem at all. But for people, I've had students that have gotten into GetResponse and they just kind of are treading water because they just don't understand the technical aspect, as Aweber is just very user-friendly. So, Hanley, you got into Aweber, which I would highly recommend sticking with that because it's going to be the most useful for you. Okay? But with these, just along with your original Aspire link, is we can go ahead and connect them to our GetResponse, Aweber, or PT Sender. Now, PT Sender, I know nothing about. I've never been inside a PT Sender. I had never heard of them before until we got to Digital Altitude. So I couldn't tell you yay or nay about PT Sender. I just know about Aweber and GetResponse. And again, for most new students, I highly recommend Aweber. But you can go ahead and connect those. So again, now we know what the websites or the pages look like. So what I'm going to show you in the back office here. Now, again, the way I understand this and the way I've had it confirmed with me is this is only available to Climber members. So it's under my lists for Climber members, so you have access to these. And what you would do is go ahead and you can connect these to your AWeber or GetResponse account. So what I'm going to show you is going ahead and showing you how, because I haven't even seen these actual emails yet. I'll show you how you can connect these to your autoresponder, and each autoresponder is going to be a little bit different, so make sure you follow the instructions. I'm going to show you how to do this with an AWeber account, okay, because that's the one I have direct access to. So is that good? I mean, everybody want to see that, or do you guys want to go in a different direction? Post a question here, or post a comment that, yeah, this is the right direction, this is great, we'd love to learn this, or nope, we're not interested in that, we'd like to learn something else. So like I said, I got a pretty light crowd on here today, so if there's other things you guys want to find out about, I'll be more than happy to go over them with you. Just put a question in the box there in your control panel so that I know what direction you guys want to go. All right, anybody? Okay. All right, so Kevin says this is good. All right. Marina, it's great, use new funnel, okay. But what is secret sauce? It's just their terminology. They're telling you that this is just the URL that they picked. Online secret sauce. This is 6 ninja techniques to create a 6-figure internet business. Okay, so that's what they mean by secret sauce handling. All right, so don't get caught up in the terminology of it. It's just a way to get people in. You know, we're going to show you the secret sauce. So that's how they came up with that idea. All right, so looks like most everybody is cool with going this direction. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and log in to my AWeber, and we're going to go ahead and form a new AWeber list, because I want to create a list for, now I've already got a list for my let's see here. I created a list for digital altitude, so let me find the digital altitude list just to show you how I made it. All right, so I just created a digital altitude list. You can call it digital altitude, leads, whatever you want to do. You set it up inside AWeber, and I have this list attached. If you look here, AW list 4250081, that one is attached to my, I've already attached it to my digital altitude. Okay, so by going here and clicking on AWeber, it is going to show me the steps that are involved on setting this up with AWeber. If you don't have AWeber, you can go here and get AWeber. The second thing you do is you put your unique ID list. All right, so unique list ID, and that again is found in your basic settings. Once you've set up your list, this is this number right here. All right. Make sure everybody is. I'm going to clear out these questions here. Make sure everybody's following along here. So you're going to use your unique list ID, list description, and so on. So that's what I'm going to connect with AWeber. So I copy and I paste that here. I save it. And then for AWeber, we make sure you watch this 11-minute or 12-minute video. It's a video I made on changing your links, but I'm going to show you how to do that. And then follow the rest of these instructions. So on your legacy follow-up, and I'm trying to remember on this one if I've actually set up the follow-up series. I believe so. Yes, I did. So I set up the legacy follow-up in here, all right? And what I've done is I have copied these over. So how did I do that? Let me show you. Let me go back here, manage lists, and let's see. Maybe I'm just going to find a list that I didn't. Let me look at this list here and see if I have a legacy follow-up. Oh, this is just a test list. Yep, I have that one set up. All right, so let me go and I'll just create a new list. All right, so I'll create a list. And I'm going to call this, so it pre-fills out the information if you already have lists in here. I'm going to call this DA test list. That's not what I would name it, but that's what I'm going to, all right, so DA test list again. This is where you would put a list description, you know, so if people said, what is this list about? Well, it's about sharing information, etc. But I'm just shortcutting this because I want to, you know, just get this ball rolling. So test list. List. Helps if I spell right. All right, so I go to the next step, and then you click on approve the message and create a list. So now it's created a list. Now here in Aweber, there's a drop-down menu. So this will show you all the different lists that you can have. Now most people are going to have 1 or 2 or maybe even 3 lists. Most people don't have as many as I do, but that shows you which current list you're on. So it's important to go to the current list or the list you want to work with, and that is where you're then going to be doing all the work. So I can go to messages, I can go to legacy follow-up series. Now granted, I just built this, so I have no list in here yet, okay? I have no follow-up emails or anything. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to copy over, because I was following the instructions here, I want to copy over the campaign, the 16 follow-up emails that are already written by Digital Altitude. I want to copy them over. Why take the time of having to write them out when you can just copy one code and it'll load all 16, and then you can go in and personalize them. All right, so I'm going to show you that in a second. So I'm following these instructions. And so I click here because the instructions say click on looking for campaign sharing. Click on that. What it's asking me here is, do I want to use a predefined campaign? I need to enter the code. Well, where is that code at? For this one here, now remember, this is the Aspire original. So this is this capture page, okay? So that's using this capture page, because remember now there are 3 different capture pages, so you want to make sure the follow-up series is for all 3. So I'm going to, or for each individual capture page. So I'm going to show them to you one at a time. So this one here, I'm going to go ahead and grab my AW list, and you want to be precise here. All right. What I see is a lot of people will copy like this. All right, now you see the problem here. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. I went one space or one pixel or one character before the A. This list will not work. All right, you need to be precise and copy exactly what's written there. Don't go before or after it. All right, so I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go back over here to Aweber, and in this code, I'm going to paste that code. All right. So there's the whole code, AW list, and it has everything. Don't try to retype it, just copy and paste it. And then I'm going to click Load Campaign. And it takes it a minute for it to load. All right, so first it'll show you the little pinwheel working here, and then you think, oh my gosh, something's broken, because this will stop. Now this is going to grind a little slower because we're on a webinar too, and the webinar takes up a lot of bandwidth, so we got to, bear with me for a second. I'm going to talk a little bit to fill in the space here, but this is loading up because it's got 16 emails to load up. So now it's saying that it's loading, all right, but now if you look up here, and this is where most students say, oh my gosh, they closed out of the page, it didn't work, it's not loading. Well, look up here at the top, and you can see that that little pinwheel is still going, so it's still loading those emails. You've got to give it some time to load those emails up. So we'll let that pinwheel still go. And it's almost done. All right, so now they are there. 16 pre-written emails for me, okay? But there's a couple things that I need to do, and I'm going to show you this, loading them, because I need to load them anyway, for these other lists. So one of the things that we want to do is we need to go in there and we need to update the links inside. So if you look here, it gives you directions. I already did a 12-minute video on how to update your links, okay? And it is really important to make sure you update those links, at least on this capture page. On this one, you need to make sure you update the links. So I'm going to walk you through that. And those of you that already have AWeber, have you, raise your hand real quick, have you connected your digital altitude to your AWeber? Raise your hand if you've already done this. All right, Mariana has. Only one? Only one person is connected. Hanley has? Okay, so Hanley, you've already done this. Good. All right, Kevin, I know you're a climber. Have you connected your digital altitude with your with the follow-up series? Your AWeber with the follow-up series? All right, so it looks like only about 2 people have. All right, so the first thing that you're going to want to do, and again, it explains it in this video, in this short little video. You don't have to go through this whole webinar to find out how to do this, but what you're going to do is open up your first email. All right, now, I'm a very system-oriented person. I like to make sure that I follow a routine to make sure that because I got to keep everything, I got to keep all my ducks in a row. If I don't, if I just kind of do it willy-nilly, I miss things and then end up, you know, some of the stuff works, some of the stuff doesn't work, etc. So I have copied these links over. So the first thing that you need to do is if you're not familiar, anything inside of, at least in AWeber, you see how this is colored in like a bluish color and it's underlined. It means that it is a link. It's a clickable link that's going to take you. It's going to take you to another page. Okay, and so all right. So Kevin used get response, but Kevin, have you changed your link inside of get response? Just type in yes if you have. Okay, perfect. All right, good. All right, and Hanley. Okay, so something's not performing properly, and Mariana, you have done this. Okay, great. So Hanley, you said that you have not. All right, Hanley, I'm going to put you on the spot here. I'm going to bring you online. Hanley, can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good. All right, so we're getting a little bit of feedback. So I don't know how long we're going to be able to chat here. Wow, there's a lot of static. Are you using a headset or?
No, I'm just talking into the computer. I'll talk softly.
Okay, perfect. All right, so you said these aren't working correctly for you. What's going on?
What happened was I set it all up with AWeber, and it all seems to go to the same spot, and I didn't know about changing links. The only link I've used is the one that in the last webinar that talked about AWeber and posting the links. It said to use the aspire.me links, and that's what I used, and that's all, and I've never changed anything since then.
Okay, you mean for your marketing?
For setting up the emails in AWeber. The only thing I've ever used is the capture page link, and that's the one that AWeber told me to use.
Okay, and you're talking about these links in your email, correct?
Yes.
Okay, then you're definitely using the wrong link. So I'm going to show you what you need to do. So first of all, click on the link, and all you need to do is left click into the link. So you see how my cursor is, I don't know if I can get it. You see how my cursor is clicking inside of the step 1? Then I go up here to the little chain link, and I click on it. Mm-hmm. Now what this is going to show me is this is the current link that is in there. All right, so it says customer referral, question mark, CLK equals E1 customer referral. right? Now, what I'm going to be changing in this link, and I got to change all of the links inside. Let me show you here. I got to go to, well, let me just bring up my, let's make it easier here. All right, so the first thing I want to do is I'm going to copy my link. All right, so I'm copying my link, and then what I do, and this, if you have a Mac, you're going to use a text edit pad. If you have a PC, you're going to use a notepad, not a Word document or something. Use a notepad. So I'm going to copy and I'm going to paste my link here. Okay, now I don't need this entire link. What I need to strip the question mark all the way to the equal sign. I need to copy that out of it, and I'm going to paste it here. Now, what I'm going to do, because over here I'm in email number 1, I need to change this part. Come on, get bigger. It's not going to get bigger again. Okay, so I need to change this part from the question mark all the way out to the end of the referral. I need to change this part of my link to make it work correctly if I have my own capture page and so on. So it's easier if you just get this done, even if you're using the capture page inside the VA system, inside your back office. If you get this done now, eventually, if you go to, let's say, a solo ad provider that's going to build a page for you, or you end up buying into a third-party funnel that gets people back to digital altitude, if these links are already changed, you don't have to worry about it. Okay, because these links will only work with the aspire.me P1 page. That's all they'll work with. They'll activate and they'll fire on. If you use another capture page but drop people into these follow-up emails, then these links don't work. I mean, the link itself works, you won't get the credit for it. So this is why this is so important. So what you're going to do is you're going to grab your link here, and I am going to, because this is email number 1, I actually put a tag on the end of it. Remember, I've talked a lot about tags. Tags are important because you know then where the person came from. So I'm going to put a tag on here that is AWEF for AWeber follow-up, and I'm going to put it 01. Okay, it's for email number 1. So all the links inside here under email number 1, they'll all have this new link put into it. All right, and then what I do is I will take this, we'll copy it again, and I will paste it, and then I will put row 2 for email number 2, and then I will again, and I will change that to email number 3, and paste it, email number 4, paste it, email number 5, paste, email number 6, email number 7, and this is email number 8, email number 9, this one's going to be 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. All right, now the reason I do all of these, one, again, I'm the kind of person, I got to stay on task. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy number 1. All right, so I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to go in here. All right, so I'm going to go into this links. This is what's telling me the current link is. So I'm going to highlight it from the question mark all the way out to the end, and I'm going to paste this new link in here. So see, now it's going to the step 1 page, but here is my affiliate link, and here is my tag. So if someone clicks on this link inside this email, I'm going to know they came from my first follow-up email. All right. Now what I'm looking for is the green check mark to show that it is a working link. Okay. And then I'm going to click OK. So now that one is done. Then I go to the next one. So I click in it. I bring up that link. And again, it's going to have the customer referral here. So I'm going to highlight that. I'm going to paste over top of it. And I have my green check mark. I'll click OK. And I scroll down, do the same thing. Oops. I'll do the same thing here. Find the link, highlight, paste, click. There's 3 more to go. A lot of links. Go there, highlight, paste over it. See again, my Aspire link with my affiliate ID and the tag at the end. I got 2 more to go. You can see how painstaking this is. Okay, I'm going to paste over top of it. And look what happened here. See, I didn't go far enough. Because see, it's got that bracket in there. So I want to make sure that that bracket is gone. Okay, so I want to make sure the bracket is gone. Make sure I have my green check mark. Click OK. And then the last one here. Off of it. Paste over it. Click OK. So now this one is done. All of the links have been updated. Okay. So now, let me shrink that down. Now I'm going to click Save and Exit. And once it's saved and exited, it's going to go back to the list. Now what I do is on my list here, it's on this side, just so I can keep track of what I've done, because my link that I copied is highlighted, I just delete it. So now I'm ready for email number 2, right? So then I just do the same thing. I open up email number 2, and I start doing the same exact thing. I just go ahead and replace those links. So does that make sense to you, Emily?
Yes, now I see what I have to do. I didn't understand why I wasn't getting credit for any of it.
Right. So that is what you need to do in order to update your links. Okay.
Got it. Got it.
So that's real important. And like I said, I'm one of those people. I have to be very organized. Probably 31 years in the fire department did that to me. But I just keep them all out here. Like I said, I just took one of my affiliate links, okay, and then I just stripped out of it my actual affiliate ID, created a line for it, put a tag on it. So this is for email number 2, email number 3, email number 4, 5, 6, all the way down to 16.
Mm-hmm. You are recording this, yes?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
You are recording this, yes?
Yes, I am recording this. Yes.
Okay.
And email me, Hanley, because I actually have a short little, this video is also in your back office. Again, this little video will show you how to change those links.
Okay.
Without having to watch through the entire webinar, you can go straight to there and it shows you how to change those links.
Okay, I've never seen that. I never found that.
Yeah, it's right in your back office. When you go to Aweber, under my list, you click on Aweber, it's going to show you this video as well.
Okay.
Okay, that's why we put the warning in here, because we discovered that, and that's why I made the video for people.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So now I have, go ahead. Okay,
No,
so now I want,
thank you.
oh, okay. All right, perfect. So I'm going to mute you real quick here, Hanley, and we'll continue on. All right, thanks for joining us. Okay, so now I have made a list for, let me shrink this down. All right, you just save and exit that. All right, so you guys understand that you need to go in and update those links. Okay, so now I'm updating the links here. This is on my new list, and what I'm going to do is, because remember, we now have available to us 2 new funnels as climber members, okay? So what we're going to do now is I want to add in, and again, I've never even seen the follow-up series yet to the online secret sauce and the online, or the 9 guru secrets, okay? So what I'm going to do is come down here to the second one. I'm going to click on Aweber, and it's going to have my instructions here. And here again is the video on how to change those links. So it's showing you to integrate your Aweber into my online secret sauce capture page. You need to put your Aweber list in, etc. All right. And same thing for get response and so on. All right. But I'm going to show you the directions through Aweber. So now this one here is to my original DA capture page. This one. So now I want to create one for this one. So I'm going to go here to Aweber. I'm going to go to Manage Lists. And I am going to create a list. And this one, since I have not created a list for this one yet, I'm going to go ahead and actually create an actual list. So I'm going to go ahead, and this one is going to be, let's see, online secret sauce. C-E. Oh, so I spell right. So actually I'm going to put here, I'm going to put DA, and then a hyphen. There we go. All right, so connecting with like-minded online marketers. Let's see, I guess like-minded is 2 words. Okay, so like-minded marketers and sharing tips ideas and current products to become successful. Okay, and next step, I'm going to create the list. Then what I want to do, and this is actually really important as well. So now I have my new list, because you see here, here's my new list. All right, so I'm going to go here to list options, because I still need to adjust some settings. One of the first things that I would do is, all right, so my personalization, you can put your URL here. What some people will put is the digital altitude capture page. You can put that there. If you have your own domain, even if it redirects over to a digital altitude capture page, you can put your domain there, however you want to do it. And when it comes to the opt-in, you want to go back here to the last step, confirmed opt-in, and you want to turn this off. Okay? So make sure, come on, turn it off. Yes. All right, oops, no, I turned it back on. Yes. So I want to turn it off, okay? I want to save the settings. Now, this is incredibly important for brand new people with Aweber, all right, is once you have turned this off, what I have found with brand new people is Aweber on the background, even though you have turned off the confirmed opt-in, they keep it on because you're brand new to them. You need to go here, and you can either start up a chat. So if you go to the help menu and go to contact, you can contact them via chat. I would highly recommend, if you're here in the US, is call this 877 number, call them directly, talk to support, and tell them you want to confirm that on list DA online secret sauce that the double opt-in is turned off. Okay, this will make a huge difference in your marketing because to have people, what happens is the confirmed opt-in or the double opt-in means that once someone opts in, they have to actually go in and open an email that they've now received instantly, and they have to click on the link to confirm that they want to be on your list. There are pros and cons to that. The pro is that you're getting a valid email address and someone who's definitely interested. The cons to it is when you're paying for 500 clicks from a solo ad provider, and 400 of those clicks end up in, or let's say 300 of those clicks end up opting in, and out of the 300 clicks, out of the 300 opt-ins, you have 200 of them that are still pending confirmation, then you can't do anything with those 200 people. All right, they have to do the step of clicking on the link to confirm their opt-in. I would rather have just all the people in and weed them out from there myself. So make sure that you are calling AWeber and just tell them, hey, you're an experienced marketer, you're trying them out. Please make sure that this double opt-in is turned off on their end and all future double opt-ins are turned off. Sometimes you got to do a little white lie and say, I've got a list over in another, GetResponse. Always mention GetResponse because they're huge competitors with GetResponse. And you want to come over to AWeber, but you want to make sure all the double opt-ins are turned off. Okay, does that make sense? Raise your hand if you're understanding what I'm talking about. Raise your hand if you're understanding what I'm talking about. Okay, good. Good. All right, great. All right. Okay, so make sure that gets turned off. So now I've made the DA online secret sauce. Okay, and remember in the basic settings, now I've got to connect it with digital altitude. So what it's asking me for is my unique list ID from AWeber. All right, so I go here to AWeber, and here is my list. Now make sure, again, you are in the right list. Here's my list, because all these numbers are going to be different. So I'm going to copy from the A to the 2, make sure I don't go over on either end, and I'm going to go back here to AWeber, and I'm going to paste that in here. I would recommend do not type it, because if you hit the wrong key, it will not work. All right? So make sure you just copy and paste, save it. And so now AWeber is telling me that, okay, it's linking to this list. Now again, I want to make sure I put in the follow-up series. So I have not seen this follow-up series, so let's take a look at it and let's see what the follow-up series consists of. So let's see here. So I'm going to save these settings. And I am going to go to Manage. I'm going to go to Management or Messages. I'm going to go to Legacy Follow-Up Series. Now again, I have no legacy follow-ups in here. So now I'm going to click on Campaign Sharing. And remember, I copied this list, the campaign list ID. I copied it out of Digital Altitude, and I'm going to paste it here. And let's see what these, I don't know if they're the same emails as the other Digital Altitude funnel or not. I'm not 100% positive. So I'm finding out just like you guys are. Again, it takes it a minute to load, so be patient. Oh, Kevin said it is different. So Kevin, you're already ahead of me. You've already done this. I figured it would have to be if it's talking about something different. It's got those 6 ninja steps. They got to be giving you the 6 ninja steps in the email. So it takes it a second here. So always remember, be patient. And it's a little slower because, one, I'm not in my office. I'm actually on vacation, guys, but I'm here to give you your webinar. But I'm not in an area that has the best internet compared to my office. My office has blazing fast internet. That's the one part I miss. The cold weather, I don't miss. I'm glad I'm here because it's much warmer than where I live. But the nice thing about it, I will have been on a month-and-a-half long vacation and still can earn money. That's the advantage of what we do or what we're striving to do. Okay, remember it here, it's still working. I'll give it another minute here. Oh, all right. Thanks for letting me know. And I didn't realize, I thought the share screens was off, but I guess not. At least that part wasn't recorded. Okay, so here we go. So here is the new, looks like it is 17, 18, 19, 20. Wow. 20, 30, 30 different emails. So let's take a look at what the links look like inside. So 30 different follow-up emails. Okay, so here's the report that they get. So let's take a look at what that link looks like. All right, so here is the copy of the book, and here again, a custom referral. So we want to make sure that we change that to our referral link. So let's go here. Actually, what we'll do, let's go here. Actually, let me grab that real quick. Okay, hold on a second. There we go. No, don't do that. Shrink that down just a little bit. So what I'm going to do is, let's see here. I'm just going to paste. So what I'm doing here is I'm just copying this this again, but now because this is a different one, obviously 16. I got to go. I'm going to continue to number 30. Okay. But what I'm going to, let's see, this is going to be number 1. What I would recommend doing is I would put like AWEF, let's call it like SS, secret sauce, okay, and change your link to that so it's tagged, you know what email sequence it's coming from. All right, so we're just going to put the SS in there. You can tag this any way you want to, but you want to be able to differentiate, because if I used the same AWEF 01, then I wouldn't know, did they come from the 6 days or 6 steps to 6 figures in 90 days? Did they come from, did they come from that list? Did they come from, which list did they come from? So I would just, again, reference it as to the list you're in. And this is the, maybe I'll just call it this. I'll just call it online secret sauce. So OSS. That way then it references the list that I'm in. So we'll just update those. So online secret sauce. Online secret sauce. Secret sauce. And I'm just going to go down here to this one, sauce, and do this one. And again, I know I've got to go all the way down to 30. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead, just like we did before. I'm going to copy the first one from the question mark all the way out to the 1. I'm going to copy it, get that out of my way. I'm going to go here to my link. Okay, I'm going to go here to my link, and I'm going to go up here to the, remember, go up here to the chain link. Once I've clicked in here, go up to the chain link. I see my custom link here. So what I'm going to do is I got to go from the question mark, because you don't want to eliminate this. All right, this is what's going to take them to the book. All right, so you want to go from the question mark here all the way out to the end, and I want to paste that in. Does that make sense? Guys getting that? Raise your hand if you understand on this particular one. You want to go from the question mark. All right, great. You guys are raising your hand. All right. Okay, good. Okay, let's see here. I have 16. All right, so handling or Kevin asked a question. Okay, question. I have 16 emails for 9 Guru and 30 for Secret Sauce. I think I screwed up. Can you just double check? Yeah. So we know there are 30 on the. You mean Kevin? You're not sure if you copied all the emails over, or you're not sure if you screwed up on your links themselves. Which one is it? What do you think you screwed up on? Okay, you think you switched them. In other words, you put the wrong follow-up emails in the wrong list? Ah, okay. So all you're going to do is just now, have you advertised to either one of those two lists? Okay, so you could either go in and change the list name if you have, and the way you're going to check is again the online. I mean, it depends on how you've labeled your list. That's the only way I'm going to be able to tell the difference is how I labeled my lists. So like this list here for me is called Online Secret Sauce. So I know this one's going to have 30 follow-up emails. So depending on how you label them, you may just want to go in, if you have no leads in any one of them, just go in and swap the names of the lists, or and if you've already changed all the links inside and you've identified the links like what we just did here, okay, so utilizing, going to the link here and making this change here, okay, so if you've already done this part, then what I would recommend is just change the name of the list. Or if you have not gotten specific, like we did on this list here, remember how I now labeled these not only AW email follow-up 01, but I put in here the initials Online Secret Sauce. So if you haven't done that and you got to go in and alter all the links again anyway, then just that'll be able to tell you, have you got the right follow-up. You can just reload the follow-up in the correct list. If you've already made a definite ID on these links that you're doing, then make sure, in fact, here, Kevin, let me do this. Kevin, I'm going to unmute you here real quick instead of just talking one-sided. And you having go. Kevin, how you doing?
Good. How you doing, Russ?
Not too bad. Not too bad. So have you, when you modified these links, you've already modified the links inside the follow-up emails, correct?
I've just got them pasted down in Notepad. I haven't actually gone to each individual email and changed it yet. So I've just done the initial thing. What I've done, I think, is I've maybe my API. I might have grabbed the wrong API for the secret sauce and put it where the 9 Gurus was, and that's
okay. Because in GetResponse we deal with the API.
Yeah.
So what you're gonna, it'd be like me putting in the wrong list ID. So
Yeah.
first of all, go to your Weber and figure out which list is which. Okay, which one do you want to be the Guru one? Which one do you want to be the secret sauce? And once you figured that out, then just change the API. Or if you did this in Aweber, you would just change the Aweber list ID.
Right.
So once you've done this inside of Digital Altitude, you can go in and update it.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. And that way then you're going to know. Now let's say you picked list A, just to be simple. List A is the secret sauce and list B is the 9 Guru. But you loaded the 30 follow-up emails for the secret sauce in list B, and list A you uploaded the 9 follow-up emails for the guru. So you have
Yes.
swapped the list. Then just go in and rename the lists.
Right.
But just make sure that now that you have the lists inside, so correct everything inside of Aweber first, then go back to DA and make sure you now have the right API matched up with the right program.
Gotcha.
Okay, that's how I would do it, just not to complicate yourself. And then you still got to go in and now update those links, but do all the correction first, then you're ready, you know which list, and then you go through and update those links.
Exactly. Okay. I think I'm good.
I want to work ahead of you.
No, as soon as you came up showing 30 for one of them and I was showing the opposite, I knew exactly kind of what I did. I just swapped them out. Yeah. So thanks, Russ.
That's why you just gotta. For me, I have to do stuff like this here. I have to break it all out because it keeps me on track. Don't try to multitask anything. Just do it one list at a time.
Right.
Because when you start to multitask, that's when you end up with, follow-ups in the wrong list and IDs, APIs, or list IDs in the wrong things in digital altitude. Just do it one, just like I'm showing you guys here. Just do it one list at a time.
Gotcha.
And complete it. I mean, here I'm not showing you correctly because I should be, I should have all 30 of them here, and before I even move on to the next one, I should be finishing these 30. So they're done, signed, sealed, delivered, done, and now I'm on to the next one. All right, but obviously for the webinar purposes, you guys don't want to watch me change 30 emails worth of links. That would be
that'd take a couple hours probably.
So yeah, make sure that you update these. I'm just going to go ahead and change the ones here on this page just so I know email number 1 is done. Let's see here. So please bear with me on that one. Okay, and one more, no, 2 more. Okay.
Hey, Russ, when you view the actual emails that Michael sent out, like the whole, would you go in and make any changes to personalize it, or would you just
definitely.
As
Definitely. So right now, I mean, for simplicity's sake, because otherwise it would really extend this webinar out, I have a webinar in the back office, and it is, if you go here, and I'll show you guys where it's at, if you go to TV, and if you go to training calls, let me see if it comes up. Let's see. Broadcast emails or broadcast. This one here, if you type in the search here, this is a past webinar. It was done December 8th. Type in broadcast in the keyword or just go to the date, December 8th. And this will talk about the follow-up series. Now it won't, because this will now be more of an updated video because it's going to talk about now the new funnels. But it will talk about the follow-ups, broadcasts, and rebroadcasting. But what it's going to do is it also talks about personalizing your email.
Okay.
Because that is huge. You want people, if you're going to have the time, spend the time and energy of putting people on your own email list, you want to personalize with them. You want them to know who you are. Okay. So if you you want to make sure, like if you're looking at this email number 1, you can and I haven't even read this email number 1 here. Okay, so hi, thank you for the copies online secret sauce reports. Just go through the email. Okay, creates a broken contrary Facebook will completely take over because first for the strategy. Okay, those are nothing really important there. All right, so here, this is how I would personalize this email. So the way, because really there's nothing up here that you need to personalize. It could be coming from you. All right, you could be giving this information. Okay,
Right.
so the way I'm going to personalize this email is, one, I'm going to replace this image. Okay, so I'm going to click on this image here, and I'm going to go to my, I already have an image stored in my image gallery. Okay, so my images, and I'm going to go ahead and replace my image. All right, so replace image. Oop, no, I already have. Okay, so I'm going to replace my image. Now, I found the easiest way to adjust the size of it is click out of the image, click back into the image. This arrow will appear, and you can shrink your image down. Okay, but now, obviously, that is not a picture of Michael. So I'm going to put in here, Russ, and then I'm definitely not the founder. So I'm going to put Apex. Oops, Apex, or let's see, Apex Climber. Okay, so I'm going to put Apex Climber there, and so I've personalized this one. All right, oh, I'm sorry. The next thing I want to do here also is I am going to, whatever the email is that your autoresponder sends out as.
Yeah.
Okay, this is important. Okay, so let's see, A-R-M-S-D-R-O-N-G at. Okay, so this is what I want to make sure that I'm having them update, because what we're asking them here in this first email is, hey, add us to your contacts, whitelist us so that we don't end up in the spam folder. This is critical. If we can get everyone to do this, it would be amazing what our open rates would be. But not everyone, people are lazy. They just don't do this. So we're trying to get them to do it, but make sure you go in and change your email to the email your autoresponder sends as.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which would be the email that when you're setting up your account, what email do you want this to come from? It's that email that you used.
Yeah,
and it is always better to have a domain name email versus a Gmail, Hotmail, Yahoo, things like that. So again, I would recommend, if you don't have a domain email, go and get a domain, pay the extra money, get an email attached to it, and you can direct everything back to your Gmail account, but people don't know that. It looks like a domain name.
Right, yeah, I've done that. I did that with Google.
Good.
Yeah, so I got a custom Google. I think it's $10, but you can create a whole bunch of different emails, but it's based on your whatever you want to call it instead of gmail.com.
Good. That's what you want to do. Okay, so that's how I'm going to personalize this one, save it, and I'm ready to go on to the second one. So what you need to do to personalize these is just look at the email, read the email. Is this something you could adjust to make it sound like you? Now, in the original digital altitude, the original 6-step thing, like email number 2, I guess it is, maybe it's email number 3, Michael talks about a lot about his earnings and when he started online and so on. So figure out can you adjust that and adjust the time frames, or other ways that you can personalize it is if you turn around and say, hey guys, this is Russ. I just received this message from Michael and I wanted to pass it on to you. Okay? And then put, like in the follow-up series, put a, let's see here. Let me just go back to this one here. So let's say there's no way I can alter this email. So the way I would do it is, hi, and then I would introduce myself. Hey guys, this is Russ. I got this email from Michael. I just wanted to pass it on to you. And then I would put like a line there or something. Put some sort of a line there, and then a couple spaces. Put something here, and then a couple spaces, and then put hi, and then because what you're doing is you're forwarding on, quote unquote, Michael's email to them.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
then down at the bottom here, where it said "Talk Soon, Michael Founder" and had his picture, what I would do is I would take this and this image, and I would then just add these below his, because he's signing off on the email he sent that you're forwarding on, and then
Yeah.
you're signing off because it's an email from you. You're just saying you're connecting with them again. Hey guys, what did you think of that? Hopefully you got some good content from it. I'll talk to you soon, Russ.
Gotcha.
And but you don't want to do that to every email,
No.
because then it'll just look like, wow, you're really lazy. You're just using his emails.
Exactly. Yeah.
Personalize as many of them as you can, but if you just absolutely, you would lose the context of the email, then just do it in that sense.
Yeah, well, the good thing is you only have to do it once, and it's set for life, basically, or however long you use it.
Well, yeah, until you go in and alter the email, it's
Yeah.
what's going to go out to one person or 10,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
That's the nice thing about it. And that's the purpose of that autoresponder, is that once we've got this all set up, and at times it seems like a real pain to have to set all this up, but once it's done, it's automated. If someone comes into your funnel because they're halfway around the world and you're in bed asleep at 2 o'clock in the morning, and they come into the funnel because it's daytime for them, that email goes out and the next email goes out. And the nice thing about the automated system too is, let's say that you, Kevin, are someone that, you work an odd shift. Let's say you work a swing shift or something. And so, most people, when they read their emails, it's usually, most people who work during the day, they check their emails in the morning. Either when they just get to work, they may check their emails, or they check it before they get to work, and then they check their emails in the evening. All right. Some people will check it during the middle of the day, like a lunch break or something, because most companies don't want you looking at personal stuff on your work day, right? So, but if your normal work day is either different than mine because you work a swing shift, or maybe you work a graveyard shift, or maybe you're halfway around the world, so your time zones are completely different. The cool thing about an autoresponder is, let's say that you accessed my funnel, or you came into my list at 12 o'clock in the morning or 1 o'clock in the morning, because for you, either that's a good time, that's when you normally check your emails, or whatever, whatever reason why you're on the email at 1 a.m. my time, it doesn't matter, because what's going to happen is Aweber or GetResponse is going to say, okay, well, Kevin came into this system at 1 a.m. So when we send an email out to him 24 hours later, we're going to send it to him again around 1 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're not going to assume, all right, well, let's see, what time zone is he in, and when do you think he would open up this email the most? It's just going to, 24 hours later, if you have these set up one day after the next, it is 24 hours later, it's going to send out the next email.
Right.
Because it's assuming if you were on email at that time, that's when you're on your email, you're more apt to read it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
so now if you're trying to figure out your clientele, when I send out broadcast emails, try different broadcast emails. Now, you guys know the difference between a broadcast and a follow-up. Follow-ups are automatic. Broadcasts go out whenever I want them to go out. So try different times of the day. Send out a broadcast, and let's say I find for myself, if I pick around, because I'm in Pacific time, but again, I take into account, because most of my clientele is the U.S., so I've got anywhere from Pacific to, well, actually Hawaii time to Eastern time. All right, but I mainly count on Pacific to Eastern. So there's a 3-hour time difference. So I know if I get my email out within, let's say I send my emails out at 6 a.m. Pacific time. Well, 6 a.m. Pacific time is going to be, or maybe 5 a.m. Pacific time. So 5 a.m. Pacific time is going to be 8 a.m. Eastern time, right? And it's
Right.
going to be 7 a.m. Central time and 6 a.m. Mountain time, and then 5 a.m. Pacific. I always look at email follow-ups this way. And I don't know if you guys are like me. I get a ton of emails every day, all right? And because my email inbox is so full, basically if you're not on the first 50 emails when I scan through, you're most likely not going to be read.
Yeah.
So if you, unfortunately, Kevin, if you sent me an email that was at 1 o'clock in the morning, okay,
Mm-hmm.
but between 1 o'clock and 7 o'clock when I open up my emails, I got another 75 emails, you're most likely not going to be read. However, if you had sent an email out at, because again, I'm in Pacific time, if you had sent out an email at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, Pacific time, or whatever time zone you're in, you think about it, people open up their emails by 8 o'clock in the morning, by noon, and by, 5, 6 o'clock in the evening.
Right.
Typically. Okay, that's not guaranteed, but typically. So if I can get an email out that at least is in, if you can get an email out that at least is in my inbox, but it's a more current email, I'm going to see it. Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
I've been doing that 2 in the afternoon, thinking that they're busy in the morning, and then
Right.
they'll get it when they get home from work.
Okay, but think about 2 in the afternoon. Now, what time zone are you in?
Pacific time, like you.
Okay, so 2 o'clock in the afternoon, that's a good time because Eastern time, you're talking what, 5 o'clock in the afternoon or 5 o'clock in the evening,
Yeah.
right? But you hopefully are. I would actually do it at 3 instead of 2, and see if that makes a difference on your open rates.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because 3 would make it 6 Eastern. 3 would make it 5 Central, 3 would make it 4 Mountain, and then 3 o'clock obviously Pacific, but you probably will fall better into that 50 email range of that first page because you would be a fresher email that
Right.
they're going to,
Yeah.
but that's what I do is just try it with your list because your list may be different than my list, but just try with your list. Try the broadcasts at different times and see where do I get better. I mean, same email. You can't compare apples and oranges. You have to compare the same email. But where am I getting better open rates? On a morning email, on a midday email, on an evening email. When are people opening my email?
When do you find?
You may find well, I find evening is one of the best time. However, Mondays are good in the morning because most people who maybe don't check their emails as much over the weekend, now they're on social media, but they're not checking their emails because they don't want a notice from their boss going, oh, you've got this project to work on or whatever. Most people will ignore their emails over the weekend, so Monday morning is a good time. But don't do it too early because, again, everybody's, they've got a ton of emails because they haven't looked. So you want to be fresh in there versus, 3 pages back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So just experiment with it. Look at your open rates and see what's working, what's not. I mean, that's huge. Now, are you rebroadcasting as well?
Yeah. Kind of trying to figure some kind of system out with rebroadcasting. Within GetResponse, I have to talk to the support because it's just the way they have the rebroadcast. I don't want to send, like some people open, like say 15% open my email, and then it shows me that stat of that rebroadcast of 15%, but then I don't know how to just send it to the unopens. I don't want to send the same email to the people that have opened it. So
Exactly.
that's just a personal thing that I have to get straightened out with GetResponse.
Yeah, just check with them because I think they have that feature. I know Aweber does. Aweber, you can segment out the list and say, okay, I want to send out an email to the people that did open. I'm going to send them a bonus or something because, hey, thank you for opening my email.
Right.
If you can do that periodically as well, send out periodically broadcast emails to the people that did open.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you can wait until maybe a couple rebroadcasts to get your open rate a little higher, but then send them out an email that says, thank you for opening my email. As a reward, go out and get a PLR, an ebook. A PLR is a private label right, and I have a webinar that talks about those, but it's something that you can claim as your own, okay? So you can claim ownership as if you wrote it. You have the licensing rights. They're very inexpensive. You can pick one up, $3 to $15, depending on what you get. Claim it as your own, put yourself as the author, and give it away as a bonus. So what you do is you send out an email to those, and in the subject line, just put thanks.
Right.
Because it's not a catchy, phrasey, you'll get a lot of people that will open that.
Yeah, I bet.
What does that mean? Because that's not a typical subject line. So open that up, they open that up, and you say, thank you for opening my emails. You don't realize how hard it is. And I tell people this story. You don't realize how hard it is to do email marketing when people don't open your emails. How do I get my message across? And as a reward for opening my email, I'm giving you this free gift. I hope it helps you. It's based on marketing, blah, blah, blah. Here you go, and here's the link for it. Now, open more faithfully, they're going to open your emails.
Right. Okay, so we just loaded these two DA loaded emails and everything, and two campaigns. And so you go ahead and you do a solo ad run of just 200 clicks, and you split test both these different campaigns, and you find out which one's working best. But have you developed some kind of system where to rebroadcast? Like you've already had a follow-up email sequence that we've loaded into our autoresponder, but how do you follow up to those?
Same way you would on a rebroadcast. Now, what you do is you take the follow-up, and it gets turned into a broadcast email.
Okay.
So what I recommend is the first thing I look at is depending on what my open rate is on my first email, I will then turn around and rebroadcast it, okay, as a broadcast email. And first time I send it out, it's immediate. I'll just send it out. And I'll segment out my list, and I'll only go towards the people that did not open. But I will rebroadcast it to them because I got to get them to that initial email. Now, unfortunately, and I've been investigating. I have an inquiry into Aweber, so you can check with GetResponse. Unfortunately, I wish I could start the person over again. Okay, in the follow-up series. In other words, I've now got them to open an email. I want to start the follow-up series over again, and I have yet to find a way that you can do that.
Exactly.
And autoresponders are limited. CRMs like Infusionsoft, Ontraport, things like that, the big ones, they will allow you to do that, where you could start the series over again. But autoresponders, I have yet to find where they can do it.
Is that called automation when they talk about that in autoresponders? Like GetResponse recently came out with an automation feature, but it maps out if they click this link, then they get emailed this. If they don't open this, then they get this. And I'm thinking that's what you're talking about, Ontraport, and how they can send out all these if and thens.
Could be, but I'm not sure if it would. See, what I'm looking for is something, once I know I've got the person to open up an email, my first email, now I want to send those follow-ups again.
Exactly, yeah.
That's the one thing. So the automation, it just may be almost like rebroadcasting, but it now is automatic. So look further in their automation, because I know Aweber has something as well in a tagging that you can do. I just haven't looked that deep into it.
It's really quite complicated scenario, like to get everybody.
Yes.
It's quite complicated, and it's to develop a good system that you can maximize everything is it takes some time.
Well, and the key is just getting people to open those emails, and once you get them to open it, to stay opening. You want people looking forward to your email.
Mm-hmm.
You want people, that's why one of the best email writers I've ever seen, Dagan Smith, you don't see him much in the internet marketing. I think he's more behind the scenes. He's been doing internet marketing for years, and a lot of these guys learned from him. But he is an inventor of what's called the invisible funnel. And one of the cool things about his email marketing is, and he was huge, he's a storyteller. And the nice thing about it is he does a lot of cliffhangers. So people are literally going, oh my gosh, I can't wait till tomorrow to see the end of that story.
Nice.
And it kept people engaged. But he always was talking to people or giving these stories which related to what he was promoting. But you wouldn't know it. You literally would not know it. And he was phenomenal. And I wish one day I could get as good as he was. There are days I'm really good at writing emails, and then there are weeks that I am terrible at writing emails. You just got to get in that right mindset. I'm working right now with my company because I just don't have the time with coaching and so on. I'm trying to find a good copywriter, someone who can write the way I would want it, not spammy and gimmicky and hypey and, sell. I would love to find someone to do more storytelling, but I have yet to find that yet. I mean, those kind of people don't come cheap at all. So unfortunately, but all right, guys. So Kevin, I'm going to mute you again. Thank you for joining me on this. I think hopefully you got that straightened out, and that will help a lot of other people here as well. So I hope to see you on more webinars.
Absolutely.
All right. Hold on just a second. Let me mute you here. All right, guys. So you're understanding how this goes. Again, setting up your emails, making sure that you create your list of how to change the links. If you see them here, it's just 10 times easier than if you just go and you type them in. Because was I on, then you get a distraction, the phone rings, the dog, is chasing the cat, or the kids come home, or, whatever the situation is, your boss comes in and whoop, okay, I got to do more of this at home, or whatever it is, you lose track of where you're at, and then you create more work because now it's like, well, did I end at email number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, especially when you've gone through a few of them. This one has 30 of them. Was I on email number 15 or 25, or you would know it right here from the list. So you just save the list, and again, every time you update that email, delete the one you've just updated. So now if I came back to this, whether it's later today, whether it's 10 days from now, if I came back to this list, I would know, okay, in this funnel, I got to start with email number 10. Because that was the last one I worked on, instead of going to 1, okay, yep, change those, going to 2, yep, change those, 3, and you find out, oh, shoot, I was all the way up to 16. That I just wasted a lot of time. Again, time is money. Don't spend time doing things repeating stuff. There's no reason to, okay? So hopefully you guys are understanding this. Now the last one, we can, raise your hand. Raise your hand if you get this, and do you want me to go through the 9 foolproof, load that one as well? Do you want me to show you that one? Annalie, you need to go back to school. Okay. We all need to go back to school. The day I'm going to rest at peace is the day I say I've learned everything I need to know. All right, I have yet to ever learn everything I need to know, and so, if you can take one, you can learn something new every day. You are just, that keeps you going, and it also will keep you, one, keeps you educated, but also, just think of it, these are all things you can share with your downline, with people coming in. You can share this information with them. and they're going to think you're a rock star because you're sharing this information with them. Okay. The other things to do as well, Hanley, Kevin, and any of you here on the line, you know, I'm a member of AWeber, but also I'm an affiliate of AWeber. All right, now, you know, getting people to sign up for AWeber under my link is not going to make me rich, but if I receive, you know, $150, $200 a month from them, that's $150, $200 I can put into my marketing. That's not coming out of my pocket or my business's pocket. You see what I'm saying? So if you guys, you know, Kevin, you work in GetResponse, okay? You're probably more versed in it than I am. I've worked with it, but I've never owned it. I've just worked with other students. So, but AWeber, I know pretty much so inside out and upside down. So if I have a client of mine, meaning a team member, and they're like, well, Russ, you know, you being my sponsor, what has worked for you? Well, first thing, you know, I really recommend start building your own list. From day one, start building your own list. So, you know, go to AWeber. Here's a link. Go and sign up for AWeber. You get 30 days for free. Then I recommend, you know, you go and get, you know, a domain here. Become an affiliate of that. Go and, you know, get this tool. Become an affiliate of that. And then what I'm going to do is I'll sit down and I'll help you create your first list in AWeber. Get them ahead of the game. Think of it this way, guys. If you're a climber member, depending on what level of digital altitude you are, whether you're Rise or Apex, if you're a climber member, everything they sell, you automatically get 10% of what their efforts are. So is that worth it to you to help them set up a list really quick in AWeber? Sure. Or GetResponse? Darn right. Plus, what does that do? It motivates them to upgrade because they're looking at you as like, wow, this is a cool sponsor. Create that team-like atmosphere. Okay, because again, as long as you're in a climber status, everything they're selling, you're getting commission on. Everything that their people have sold, you get a commission on. And it's not a ton of money, but hey, free money is free money. It's just like referring AWeber, GetResponse, or something like that. They all have referral or affiliate programs. They're for free. Sign up. You're already a member. Sign up. And if you have your team members say, you know, well, what autoresponder do you use? Well, I use AWeber. I use GetResponse. Here's a link. Go there. Sign up. And I can help you set up your first list. Okay, great. And now you made something off of it. So always do that. You know, being an affiliate marketer is not just promoting the one product. You can promote. If you have tools that you're using, and I have a lot of tools now, I only promote things that work for me, things that I'm actively working with. But if I have a tool that works really well that'll make your job a lot easier, sure, here is the tool that I'm using. If you're interested, here's a link for you to go and check it out. Okay, because it makes your life easier. All right, and then I'm familiar with it, so I can show you how to use it. So that's what I'm telling my team all the time, and they're signing up for stuff because then I can help streamline their funnels for them. I mean, I don't do the work for them, but I can walk them through it. I could do it either in a separate webinar. I can do it in a Facebook group. I could do it in a live Google Hangout, whatever. I can show them, just like I'm showing you guys how to do something. There's just things that I'll show my own personal team in Digital Altitude what to do, but I have them sign up for the other programs, the other tools that I use, because I find, hey, if you put these little ducks in a row, this works really well. So you could either try everything on your own, or you could follow the method I'm using and see what happens. And most of them are more than willing to follow the method I'm using, you know, if they can afford the tools and so on. So don't hesitate to do that. So do you guys want me, raise your hand again, I'm sorry, I kind of got off rampant. Raise your hand if you want me to create the third list and upload the other ones. Or are you guys good? You understand how this works? Because I got to make the third list anyway, but we're already at an hour and 45 minutes, so we're getting out there pretty much so in this webinar. So, okay, good. All right. So what you guys got to do is, you know, I'll have this recording up in the back office here probably within the next 24 hours, okay? So if you want to, you can either email me and I'll just send you the direct YouTube link, or you can wait about the 24 hours and go to the back office under TV and under training calls and find it there. It'll be the most current webinar that comes up. Okay? So any other questions you guys have here, please list them, or otherwise we will all right, please email. Oh, okay, Hanley. All right. All right. Well, email Hanley. Just email me and my digitally Altitude email address, and that way then I'll have your email address, and I can put together what I'm looking for. Okay. Good. I know you already have my email address. So, any other questions you guys have? Okay. Well, guys, it was a pleasure talking to you today. And from wherever you are around the world, have either a good day or a good evening. And I will see you again. We have a duplication of this webinar coming up tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Otherwise, we will be back again on, actually, I will not be back this next Wednesday and Thursday, in other words, next week, because I'm actually traveling, so it's too hard for me to orchestrate. But I believe Vanessa will be on, and she's got some great topics she's going to be discussing. So she will be taking the webinar this next Wednesday and Thursday. So make sure you tune into that. And otherwise, you guys have a wonderful day, wonderful evening, and I will talk to you soon. So thank you again. Have a great day.